Chaser.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Ball State Esports. We are back with some more Rocket League. We have two undefeated teams going up against each other for our first game tonight. It's Ball State versus NIU. I am Wyatt, aka Libby Baby, and I am joined by...
I am Ethan Moore. I'm very excited for tonight's matchup, as in the ESC, two 1-0 teams going head-to-head. Ball State coming off a big win against Western Michigan this time last week. Let's hope they can keep up the momentum going into today.
Yeah, definitely going to want to keep that momentum going. We are going to go, yes, perfect transition into the recap. So last week, Ball State does continue their undefeated streak that they had from last year, undefeated in the regular season. They 3-0'd WMU in a not insanely close game, but it was still a very entertaining game, and I'm sure that tonight is going to be just as entertaining. So they're going against a team that is 1-0, And it's going to be a little different because it's not like they're our biggest challenge, but you never know what could happen. Like I said, it's a new season. We have not seen NIU in a long time. They are currently, I think they are ranked about 6th in ESC. We are ranked 2nd currently. So honestly, in the scope of ESC, that is not that far apart because it's not a massive league. So you never know what could happen. An upset is possible. So that could be the prediction for the, if you're putting.
Yeah. Ball State, I just want to recap what happened last week. It was a spectacular performance all around. Brilliant in all 3 of their games. I believe in the ESC, they only conceded, I think, 1 or 2 goals throughout those 3 games combined. All around, tremendous defensive performance. Their offensive performance was also great, averaging right around 3 to 4 goals per game last week. And this is a team that is expected to contend for the ESC Championship trophy. And after last week, I would expect them to be favorites right around with Akron.
Yeah, I would definitely agree that we haven't actually seen Akron yet so we will get to that later. But yes, definitely just a great showing from Ball State last week. Like you said, amazing on the defense. I mean, just kind of a dominant showing last week. Like you said, only consistently scoring. And multiple players as well. Like there was not a Ball State player, I believe, in every game that didn't at least manage 1 goal, if not an assist. I mean, just all around teamwork from Ball State, and that's definitely just kind of been their strength as we're going to go into the NIU match. I guess we can talk about some of our other Ball State stuff this week real quick to move on. We do have some other streams, as we always do. It's doubleheader for Overwatch this week, as it is going to be every week. We had Overwatch yesterday. That was a dub for Ball State. And tomorrow we have Overwatch against CMU. You're going to see me on that stream once more. Thursdays are my Overwatch day, I guess. But I'm just as excited for that. But tonight, it's Rocket League. And that's our matches for tonight. I'll let you go over there, my friend.
All right, our tonight's matches, we have Akron for the first time this season taking on Western Michigan. Kent State versus Buffalo, Eastern Michigan versus Central Michigan, little Michigan matchup there. Then Miami of Ohio taking on Bowling Green State University. So all around, very interesting matchups. I'm really looking at that Akron versus Western Michigan matchup just because I'm interested to see how Akron performs. It's their first game in ESC this season, and they're going up against Western Michigan, who got blown out by Ball State last week. And it's kind of interesting to see, will Akron play similarly to how Ball State did, so you can kind of compare the two of who's better at this given point.
Yeah, I think that you are very much right. That's kind of our, as of now, that will be our only direct comparison that we have between Ball State and Akron. Both have gone against WMU, and maybe that could be used to judge how one is compared to the other. So that is definitely probably one to look at. I also think that if you're a fan of some really close Rocket League, that Miami-Ohio Bowling Green match could be really good. That's 2 very close teams. So that could be very fun. I suppose we can get into some of the rosters that we have as you know, we've had the same roster, same players for quite a while. We have Ga, who is been on the starting roster for quite a long time now. We have Oath as well. He will be playing tonight. Wova will not be playing tonight. We're sitting for variety, just letting some of our other guys get in, get started, get the experience on that red roster. And then later tonight, we will see Yags, Phoebes, and Alter in the CCS match we have later today. So tonight, you'll be seeing in this first match, Oath, variety. We have seen these 3 play together before, I believe. I'm pretty confident that variety has sat in with these guys before, so we are going to see something. These guys have played together. It's not too much of an unknown, but it is something we haven't seen so far this year. And yeah, I guess we can maybe get into NIU's roster, unless we do possibly have stats. I know we talked about maybe having some stats for players. I think we're going to get into that as quickly as we can, and then we will look at NIU's roster. There we go. So that would be Oath. He has 5 goals this season. This is all just from this year's stats. Collecting all of ESC stats for their entire careers, that would be a long shot. But we have Oath last Wednesday, getting 5 goals, 8 shots, 3 assists, 3 saves. Definitely, and you're going to see one thing. These guys have very all-around stats. We're going to look at Ga now as well. Yes, Ga also having 5 goals, 8 shots, and 3 assists, 6 saves. Very similar stats. That just kind of shows the all around. We don't have stats for Variety, as this will be his first ESC game this year. So that's going to be exciting to see. But yes, very equal footing from Ga and Oath. That's exciting to see that everyone's pulling their weight. That is Variety looking to get his first goal of the season tonight.
Yeah, I definitely expect him to get a goal. Like you said, this team plays all around really well together, especially when you look at Oath and Ga. They both put 5 goals, had 5 goals last Wednesday, and everyone plays together. You're only as good as your weakest link, and right now Ball State really does not have a weakest link because of how well they all play. And I'm really interested to see how Variety will slot into this lineup, and I do expect Ball State to play good without Wova and Variety in there, because I do think Variety is a solid player.
Oh yes, Variety. I talked to him before the game. They're feeling confident. He's feeling confident. I have watched Variety play before on the black roster as well. And I specifically remember with Variety, there was this last second moment where it's 0-0. The timer is at 0 seconds, and they are tied. They need a goal to win the series overall, or also going into overtime. Variety on his own keeps the ball in the air, uses all of his boost, and just walks it into the goal from the air. That was one of my goals of the year that I watched, and it was not even a red roster game. Variety was in there playing and doing great for the black roster, so I think that it would be great. Let's get into the NIU roster before we get too carried away with ourselves. We have Moxie, Apod, and Hawk. What's your favorite name out of the 3?
I don't know. I would probably say A-Pod just because it reminds me of Tide Pod. Nothing will beat Johnny McMuffin from last week, I don't think, but all around solid names. Nice, short, and sweet there.
Yes, nice, short, and sweet. Great. Just no funny names today.
No.
They're all short and sweet names. I guess let's get into our game predictions. Before we do that, shout out Connor watching at home. That's right. Shout out Connor. All right, so let's get into our game predictions. We've kind of touched on it a little bit, getting a little ahead of ourselves, but it's kind of hard to bet against Ball State in this situation.
Yeah, I'd agree. It's a best of 5 in this series, just like every single ESC series. I do expect Ball State to come out on top. I think they'll just carry the momentum from last Wednesday, and I really don't think it's because NIU's bad. I think they are a very solid team, but Ball State, I think they're on a different level than NIU, and I expect Ball State to contend for the ESC championship, and I think they're going to carry over the momentum from last Wednesday, get the sweep tonight. I do think it'll be closer than it was against Western Michigan. It's a little tougher opponent, but I do expect Ball State to come out victorious in a close sweep.
Yeah, that's not really ridiculous to say that. I mean, Ball State is number 2 ranked team, and NIU, definitely a stronger opponent. They are 1-0 in their own right, but Ball State, they are one of the big dogs in this league with them in Akron, so it's kind of hard to predict against them. I would predict a sweep as well from Ball State. I just think that this team, even with Variety in there, a bit of a different aspect, is still such a strong team. They're also on equal footing. Variety has played with these guys before, just not this year. So I think it is hard to predict against Ball State in this matchup. I mean, they are ranked number 2, and we're about to see Akron play for the first time tonight. So maybe Ball State could be the number 1 team in ESC. So yeah, it's hard to predict against them.
Yeah, I would agree with that, and I'm intrigued on how Variety kind of establishes himself tonight. You know, it's his first going out, his first match in general, I believe, for this Ball State squad this season. It's going to be interesting. How early does he get involved? Will he be the main primary focus offensively, trying to get him some momentum? And it's just going to be interesting. Will this team kind of switch up their strategy a little bit with Variety in there instead of Wova? Or are they going to keep the same kind of strategies going into it? It's just going to be very interesting to see how this Ball State team plays.
Yeah, like you wonder, will Variety kind of fit into that slot that Wova fits into, or do they change things up with a different player on the team? Like Wova is usually that guy, he hangs back. He's kind of always ready to shift onto defense or get those very far back setups. Is Variety going to do a similar thing, or is he going to now be the one who is there up attacking and someone else is hanging back? Do they change their strategy or their play styles around having a different member on the team? We don't know that as of this year. Maybe they've been working on something for all we know. And yeah, we have not seen Variety this year because in last week's Black roster game, Variety did not play. It was three different players. So this is a kind of our first time seeing Variety this year. So are we going to see a bit of a step up from him? I mean, I hope so. I think that he's a great player. I've seen him play before, so I'm excited to see it.
You got to think they have to feel confident enough in Variety's abilities in order to put him out there and play. This is a very good Ball State squad. Like we've said, you cannot state it enough. This is a very, very good Ball State team. And for you to be in the squad, you have to be good on your own. And I feel like this coaching staff knows that Ball State has a player in Variety that's good enough to be on the main roster, and that's why he's getting the go-ahead tonight.
Yeah, definitely. And like we said, they are very confident. But like we heard from last week after the game, so every game is a new game.
Yeah.
And you do have they have to have that confidence in Variety, and them starting him tonight means that they do have that confidence, because even though they know that they are one of the powerhouses, they're not just going to let a weak link develop.
Yeah.
They want to continue to be the dominant team. They don't want to stop it just to try out someone. They know that Variety is going to play well tonight, and that is a part of that confidence game.
Yeah, definitely. And one thing I do like about this is you're giving different people opportunities. So even if someone, for example, he can't make it for some odd reason, you have players that can slot in real quick, and you can still feel confident about the team you're putting out there. God forbid that ever happens. You guys are a fantastic player, but it's just scenarios like that in case somebody can't make it, or you just want to switch things around, confuse the opposing team. You don't know who's exactly going to go out there. It just gives the opposing team, the opposing squad, a harder job and game planning and stuff like that. And it just creates just a better environment for the players, knowing everyone's good. Because when you play with better people, you're eventually going to get better. It's just a great environment for everyone to grow in.
Yeah, you never want to be the best person on the team is kind of the typical saying. And that is another thing that Ball State has as a strength in ESC, is that they, in every game that we play in, we have such a large player pool. Like, we have so much players to pick from that are all on such a high level, especially with Rocket League. I mean, we have 7 Rocket League players to pick from in terms, and I think all of them could have a shot at starting in the red roster. I think that all of them are good enough to maybe fill in if needed. So that is definitely a strength that Ball State has, or like you said, just to maybe mix something up, throw off an opponent. Maybe Akron's not expecting Variety, something like that, to try to mix it up. So that is definitely a benefit that Ball State has. And I hope that they maybe continue to try out some other players throughout the year. We don't know what they're going to do. I mean, they have, like I said, they have the talent to pick from. So it's going to be interesting how they use that throughout the year, especially as we get further and further closer to Akron, which I do think that we are playing them quite late in the season this year.
Yeah.
Rather than last year, it was literally our second live stream that we did. We're going to take a look at some of the webcams again. Players locked in.
As Variety once again trying to get some practice in before his first match. I'm very excited to see how well he plays. And one thing I want to touch on even more is, as we look at Go on the TV right there, is this team has so much depth. You look at that black roster from last Wednesday. They played the same team the red roster played against Western Michigan, and that black roster played phenomenally well.
Yeah, it's like it's in a way it's like fantasy football. You have so much depth. You need the depth, and we just have they have so much players to just throw in there. I mean, like you said, the black roster playing like 3-0ing the same team that the red roster just 3-0'd. That's so impressive. That is our black roster. So you need that Rocket League player depth on the Ball State Esports program.
I would have never thought fantasy football would have gotten related to Ball State
me neither.
Rocket League, but great analogy. It's just like when you have a guy like Mahomes. If he goes down, you need somebody to come in and take his place. Saw that with Chad Henne. Shout out Chad Henne, Michigan quarterback right there that choked against Appalachian State back in the day in 2007. But that's a different topic for another day. You need somebody to come in no matter what. That's what he did against the playoffs, against the Browns. And you can see that with Variety tonight.
Yeah. This guy knows ball, as you can tell. Never did I think that we were going to 2 for 2 on the Patrick Mahomes references on the Ball State Rocket League stream. But yes, we have that player depth, and that is such a huge thing for this program. We have it in every game, but like I said, it's Rocket League. And I think Rocket League might be our most in-depth thing. We have We have a 7-player roster here of Rocket League players that are all just very talented.
Mm-hmm.
And because Rocket League itself as a game is such a small, it's only 3 players compared to a game like Overwatch, which is 5. It makes our Rocket League roster feel so much bigger than it actually is when it's a 3-player team and we have 7 players. We have more than 2 teams compared to Overwatch, where we have, I know on our red roster we have 7, 8 players, but it's it's 5-player team, so it's 7 feels like a lot when you only
it
start
really
3.
does.
So.
You can put only 6 people can be on that field at once. You can put 2 groups of teams out there for Ball State, and you still have extra people left over. That's just how deep that roster is right now for Ball State, and it's really only to a benefit. They're at really a sweet spot right now because you get so many people. Say if Ball State had 12 people active, it gets to a point where that's too many people. As it looks like they're, just kidding. As I was saying, gotta retract what I was saying real quick. Is they're at a healthy amount of people right now. If they were only at say 4 or 5 people, that's only enough for one team, and it's not it's not enough people for you to grow together and have different experiences with you playing with each other. And if you get to the point where you have too many people, it just feels like it's too much competition at certain points, and it's really just not a good environment overall.
Yeah, I think that 7 is a really good number to have for a Rocket League thing, because you have, especially 7 really, really talented players, because you have the alternate team, you have someone else, and you can switch them in and out. And that's definitely, I think, the sweet spot of numbers there. So hopefully that is what, that proves to benefit Ball State. 12 people on a Rocket League roster. That's a lot of people. 12v12 Rocket League.
We could see it. I would love it. Maybe we could throw in some AIs in there. Who knows?
Maybe, honestly. Just, spice it up.
Shout out C Block.
I believe Rocket League is a 10-year-old game.
It is crazy. It's a very old game. I remember when it first came out, I was playing it. Playing on the Xbox One.
I was 10 years old when Rocket League first came out. It makes me feel...
You're 20?
Yeah, I'm 20.
Holy unk.
Hey, I only turned 20 last month. Okay?
Hey.
Not that old. Not that old yet. But yeah, this game is quite old. Not always. Its whole life, it hasn't been called Rocket League. It was once called Supersonic Acrobatic Rocket Power Battle Cars back in the day.
Try and say that 10 times quicker.
That's about as fast as I can say it. I don't think I can say it any faster. Supersonic Acrobatic Rocket Power Battle Cars was the original name of the game. I like to bring this up whenever I run out of things to talk about. All right, we're going into the game. We got to say it. We didn't say it last week. As we're about to get into kickoff, it started. 3 guarantees in life. Death, taxes, birds on top as Ga going for a quick goal. Doesn't manage to make it stick.
And very interesting here, as I believe NIU has possession of the ball right now, trying to put the pressure on Ball State, but Ga hitting it the other way in the corner. Ball State in a little bit of a tough pickle right now as Ga has to hit that one away. That one had a chance for NIU to get the first goal early on, but right now Ball State holding their ground defensively. NIU on the attack.
Yeah, already a little bit more competitive. We don't see a really quick goal right off the bat from Ball State, kind of like we saw against WMU. Ball State kind of being forced onto that defense, not something that we see very often. Ga gonna have to hurry back there to try and block that shot, manages to do so, but it's still on Ball State's side. Ga gonna send it away. Moxie gonna try and follow it up, get it away from his goal, manages to send it back, but it's gonna go right back to Oath, on for the shot, and it goes in. It's a 1-0 game for the Cardinals.
That was a beautiful shot there by Oath. It threads the needle. Once again, we saw this a lot last week. Player down low, player up top. Neither of them could get it. I believe that was Hawk and Hertz, if I'm not mistaken, in net. Just threads the needle right in between them, able to get the goal for Ball State.
Yeah, definitely just like a thread of the needle. He loves seeing those goals. Both cars just not great positioning, as we see a demolition there.
Wow.
And Oath, once again, a quick fire goal right off the bat.
You just can't let Ball State get one, because stuff like this happens. Poor positioning, good demo. Moxie's out of the game right now. You only have one person in net. You can't ask for a better opportunity for Ball State to score. It's a gimme, and there's another demo in favor of Ball State.
Yeah, Ball State, such a momentum-based team. You get them going, and they just do not want to stop. Variety there on the defense as well. Already a 2-0 game with 3 minutes remaining. It's definitely not over for NIU. They have the time to come back here, and they are off to a good start. It's on Ball State side. Hawk going to send it up, see if one of his teammates can help him out, but no one there in the corner now. I believe Guh gets the boost away from the NIU car. Variety in the air going to try and hit it away, but it's blocked by Moxie. Moxie going to send it back to his own side for Hawk to recover and regroup here. Oath manages to get the boost away from him and gets a demo on Moxie. Huge plays from Oath there in the air on Ball State side. Oath in the corner again and waiting, going to try to send it away, but Hertz takes it away from him. Variety there with the follow-up.
One thing I'm starting to notice is, yes, NIU is putting pressure on Ball State, but they're not getting good shots on target, and that's really hurting them defensively because the counter-attack game of Ball State is so strong that any chance that NIU misses when it comes to a shot, even getting close to the net, it's just allowing Ball State to put the pressure right back on them. As we look at, take a look at the boost management of NIU on the left, they're all either 23 or lower compared to Oath, who's at 100, Guh, who was at 50 at the time for Ball State. Just right now, Ball State, the strategy is working perfectly for them.
Yeah, you don't want to miss any chance you have against Ball State to score. You got to take it. I mean, they are not going to let you. They are not going to miss those opportunities as much. So you got to take these opportunities. Like right here, Moxie sees the open goal and gets a nice redirect right in. It is NIU is on the board.
I think that was a bit of miscommunication there from Variety. There was a guy right in front of the ball that looked like he was about to go up and hit it, but Variety hits it away, and chances like that NIU have to capitalize on because now they're right back in the game with another opportunity to score, but Oath hits it the other way.
Yeah, now NIU, they are much back into the game right here. 1-2 with 2 minutes left. All they need is one more goal to tie it up, and then they might just be golden, but it is on their side. Variety looking to maybe try and get a goal in here. It's going to be sent in by Oath. Hertz takes it away. Nice save from him. Going to try to send it back to Ball State side. Hawk going to stop that redirect, but Variety there trying to get the follow-up. Bounces off the wall. Guh's going to try to follow it up, but Hawk with the save. Good stuff from Hawk there. Variety takes it away from him, though. Sends it to Hertz, but no one there to follow it up.
That was great positioning by Hawk, knowing that Ball State, he knows where they're going to try and put the ball, just being on the ground, having good awareness there. Shot from Guh, but again, good positioning from Hawk. He's doing great defensively in this game as he redirects that one off of Oath. Right now, Ball State, speaking of a team that hasn't gotten a clear shot on net that much, is Ball State. Yes, they have 2 goals, but one of them really was very close, and you could have seen NIU easily save it. But right now, you could see them as kind of lucky to be up 2-1. NIU putting a lot of pressure on Ball State once again.
Yeah, already you can see they're playing a much more competitive team right now. Close game with less than a minute left. NIU desperate to get something on the board here. Maybe try to send this into overtime. Variety going to try to bounce it off the wall, but it's taken away by Hertz. NIU playing great defensively this game. Oath has it in his possession. Going to try and take it away, but it's taken away by Hawk. Back on the Ball State side. 30 seconds left now. NIU is going to need a goal. Hertz tries to send it in, but Guh stops him. Variety going to try and follow it up. Sends it to the middle. Guh there and waiting. It's not going to be a Ball State goal. It is. That is what they needed. They are now in a great position to win this game 1.
Yeah, Ball State's probability of winning this one just went up to around 99%. Just a beautiful shot there from Guh. That is something you expect Guh to make just because of how high quality of a player he is. Able to put that right where Hawk cannot get, right where he cannot reach. And just a beautiful shot all around. Oath trying to connect here, and he does! 4-1. That will likely be the nail in the coffin for game 1.
Yeah, that definitely seals it. What a goal from Oath
Beautiful.
there. Just dancing around in the air, takes it in on his own. Great stuff from him. That was just a definitely like, we're up 3-1. I'm going to show off a bit. Watch this.
Yeah, you could see Hawk get a little confused because he was just hanging on the wall, not knowing exactly what to do. And it was just beautiful all around from Oath. What a game from him as Guh almost scores once again. But all around, amazing game 1 performance down the stretch, especially in that last minute by Ball State.
Yeah, definitely. It was that late game performance that solidified them this win. Honestly, was looking a little sketchy. It's not over yet. Ball yet to touch the ground, but there it goes. Honestly, looked a little sketchy at the start there. NIU coming out much more competitive. It was 2-1 up until less than 30 seconds left in the game. So Ball State definitely getting the goals when they needed to make sure that they remained in this one, as we see our players just looking around.
Yeah, got the coach in the background. You know, one thing that I think was prevalent is especially in that first 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes, was the chemistry with Variety was just not there. You could see some mistakes, some communication errors happen, but
Right
all
there.
around, yeah, like you just pointed out with that Moxie goal. But Ball State, you know, adversity is always a good thing in most cases because that's where you can find out who you really are as a player. And they kind of realized that the communication got better, the rotations got better, the positioning got better in that last minute. And that is why they put 2 goals on the board in that last minute or so. And you just got to feel very confident going into this game, too, if you're a Ball State player right now.
Yeah, definitely. It's like kind of that thing where it's nice for them to be in a bit of an uncomfortable position. They are such a dominant team in ESC, like we've said so many times, that you put in Variety, you got a bit of a newer player, haven't played with them this year. It makes things a little bit more uncomfortable, as you can see, with a bit of a slower start to the game. So it's good for them because they learned from it. You can tell they learned from it. They immediately started playing better together within the same game as we get into another kickoff. So it's definitely good for them to have a bit of a learning situation like that because they don't get it that often.
Yeah, definitely. As Variety's going on the attack early, Hawk with the save once again. How many times are we going to say that, Oath, with the goal? 9 seconds into the game, Variety puts the pressure on. Beautiful positioning from Oath, taking the shot. Can't ask for a better start.
Absolutely. I mean, no NIU cars on goal. I don't think they were expecting that one. Just out of nowhere, super quick fire goal. Gets to another kickoff here. Hurts gonna maybe walk in on his own. Good thing with Oath, he was ready there for that save. Maybe gonna try to hand it off to Variety. No, he's gonna keep it. Hawk sends it into the middle. Trying to get Hurts to take it away. Has it. Gonna send it on the Ball State side, but Gut in the air now has it in his possession. In the air, gonna try dancing around with the ball, bouncing it off the top. Variety was there for the follow-up, but it was taken away by Hurts. That's what you need. You cannot let Ball State get a goal in that situation. NIU is going to definitely want to try to get a goal here and get off the defense that they are being forced onto right now.
Good bump there from Oath, sending Hawk backwards. But Ball State, they're in a bit of a tight situation here as Hawk has a chance, but beautiful clearance there from Oath. Hawk could have had a chance at putting that ball into the back of the net, but unable to do so just due to the credit of Oath clearing that one away as Guz going to keep the pressure on NIU. That one's off the top, tries to get the double tap, no good. Hurts takes it out, but once again, Ball State retains possession. Variety passing it to Oath, no good. Here comes Guz. Is he going to be able to get a double tap? He sends it, and I didn't know what to say because I was so confused.
I had no idea
but
what was gonna happen.
somehow this works. I don't know if that was intentional. It had to be just by the way Oath had his car. What are your thoughts on
Almost
that?
slow motion. I mean, I didn't know what was going to
That
happen.
happened last week.
Almost did. Yeah, it did. I didn't know what to expect as Variety looked like he might be able to get it in on his own. Luckily, for NIU's sake, Moxie is there. Maybe going to have their first opportunity to score this game. Unable to do so. God there with the save. Oath in the air now. Going to try and walk it in, but it's taken away by Hawk. Guh has it. Going to send it over to NIU side, but Moxie in the air and waiting. Going to see if he can make something happen, but unable to do so. All 3 Ball State cars ready to try and keep this ball away from their net. They're doing a good job of doing it right now. Moxie from across the map going to try and see if he can just get something going for NIU here, but he's unable to do so as it transitions back over to their side. Gun in the corner and waiting as Oath tries to send it to him, but Hawk's going to take it away. Looks like NIU might have a chance at attack, but Gus sends it back.
This is just beautiful patience here as the play almost works. Saved by Moxie. That was almost brilliant there from Ball State. But as I was saying, the patience on defense from Ball State is so good. I guess that's how I'm going to put it. They're very patient on defense, allowing themselves to save their boost and have a brilliant counterattack opportunity, as that's another goal for Ball State. 3-0, only 2.5 minutes into this one, as Guz going to hit it up onto the crossbar. Just 3 people in the box for NIU. None of them know what they're doing.
They just not really, like, that is a scoring opportunity. You got to be in the net. You got to be on defense there. All 3 of your cars are on the field right in front of the goal, but you're just going to sit and watch it bounce in. That's a questionable play from NIU there. Not what you want to do when you're down 2-0. But let's see if Variety can get something done here. Going to try and send it to Oath. Oath sends it into the air, running low on boost. He's going to back out, let Ga, who has the boost, try to do something with it. Almost. A little shot on goal there. Oath going to try and take it away from Hawk, but unable to do so. Back on the Ball State side, Variety going to send it into the corner to Ga. He has the boost. He's going to use it to send it over to NIU side, followed up by Oath now. Hawk is going to try and stop this Ball State momentum. Does manage to do so, but Variety also there, just keeping on the pressure. No time to breathe for NIU right now. Goath going to try and send it in, but just not there for them. It's back on the Ball State side. I said Goath again.
One thing I liked from this Ball State team is their aerial attacks. Even when somebody either intentionally or accidentally misses the ball in the air, they still don't give up, as that's a goal from Hawk, assisted by Hertz. NIU might be crawling back into this one, but as I was saying, one thing I like from Ball State is even when they don't hit the ball in the air, they still find something to do. And in most cases, they can go and bump the opposing player, just making life hard for the opposing team.
Yeah, I kind of saw that NIU goal coming as they trade demos there. And Variety, for his first goal of the year, manages to walk it in from the air. I wasn't even able to finish my analysis. Let's see this setup by Oath. Just going to send it in. No NIU cars there to defend it. Great stuff for the first-year starter.
Yeah, this is one thing that I find funny about this Ball State team. You can't really give any analysis because before you know it, all of a sudden they're about to score. So it's hard to give any deep analysis on what's going on. But that's just credit to how well this Ball State team really plays.
Yeah, it's like almost a lot of these goals this game especially have just been out of nowhere.
Yeah.
You have not expected them.
No build up.
Yeah, no build up. I'm just over here trying to talk about what they're doing. Like, there it is again. Oath with the setup from Ga, making it a 5-1 game, a dominant game for the Cardinals.
Yeah, this is definitely what Ball State needed. It's just an all-around brilliant performance. We saw them in Game 1 struggle in that first couple of minutes, but now they came out guns a-blazing in this second game. Yes, they allowed one goal, but that's normally what happens in Rocket League no matter what, as you're more than likely due to allowing a goal. Just 5-1 is not what NIU wanted. And guess what? That's not what they're going to get, as now they're only down 3. Just NIU cannot get a consistent string of goals going right now.
Yeah, like this second goal, it was a good goal. You kind of caught Ball State lacking a little bit, but you're 4 minutes into the game. You needed that goal sooner, so they have everything to do here. They have so much work to try to win this, and that's not a good start for them as Variety in control of the ball. Oath going to try and follow it up, but not a great angle. Yeah, they just have all the work to do as we approach the 30-second mark. And like we see here, Ball State is just still on the attack. NIU doesn't have the time to do anything. And if they did have the time, Ball State's just not giving it to them.
Yeah.
So it's tough.
I'd agree, Wyatt. It's just one of those things where NIU, they dig themselves such a deep hole. They just run out of time to mount some sort of comeback. We've seen a couple of goals in this one where you might have thought they had a chance when they're down 3-1, but all of a sudden you blink and it's back up to 4-1. And yes, they end up scoring once again, but their just defense has been subpar these first 2 matches, and that's something that this team needs to fix if they want to mount this comeback being down 2-0 in this series.
Yeah, a reverse sweep is always possible, but if Ball State continues to play how they've played these past 2 games, we're just like, that's not going to happen. You need to... this is just these webcams, I'm loving them. But
I love them.
You need to essentially, you can't just let Ball State build that much of a gap on you, because you're not going to build, like, it's so hard against a team like Ball State to eat into that gap that you just can't let that happen. So it makes a reverse sweep very unlikely.
Yeah, Ball State, one thing I do like about this team is they don't take their foot off of the pedal. They keep going. They don't let up for a split second. And that's what makes the opposing team, that's what makes their life so difficult, is because they have to play consistent Rocket League for a solid 5 minutes. Because we've seen in this game, especially last game, you blink for 5 seconds and boom, all of a sudden Ball State scored and you're right back to where you just were before you scored a goal. You have to play consistent. You have to play aggressive against this Ball State team. And right now, NIU is not, and that is why Ball State's up 2-0.
Yeah, Ball State just kind of know. It's a thing that we talk about a lot. just always on the attack, forcing the team onto defense. They just don't have the time to do anything. And the thing about Ball State is they're so rare to make a mistake, but by the time they do make a mistake, they're usually already up by 3 goals. So they have that leeway late game to make mistakes. Can't make too many of them, but they have the leeway. It's possible for them. So that is going to be something that NIU is going to have to work around, as we see almost a really quick fire goal right off the bat.
Yeah, Oath almost got the bump that led to a goal. Unable to connect was, I believe, Variety, as that one's going to bounce off of the top bar, off of the crossbar. Ball State a little lucky that they're not down 1-0. That would be the first time they'd be down this season. What a goal from Oath. And just when you thought Ball State was in trouble, they are all of a sudden up 1-0. Brilliant execution there from Oath.
Yeah, like such a bad start to this game 3 here. I mean, looks like NIU's going to get the first goal of the game. And what a response by Ball State. They noticed that they might not be locked in a little bit. They almost allowed a goal. They almost were 1-0, and they just responded with an amazing goal there. So that is just one thing with Ball State, is that when they make a mistake, they're very quick to correct it, as we see. And they are already back to their usual thing. It's on NIU's side. NIU Hertz is going to try to send it back over to Ball State's side. He does manage to do so. Moxie going to maybe try and follow something up, maybe get that goal that they missed, that they maybe should have had. That was such a close goal if they just didn't put so much power on it. But Ga already going to try and get that transition over to NIU's side. Manages to do it because Oath there and waiting with the ball, going to try and maybe send it down to Variety, but Variety unable to get there as Hawk is taking it away. Now Moxie going to try and do something with it in the air, sends it back to Hawk, who's going to fly it over, but Oath there flying, using the boost to get back over to NIU's side and get this Ball State momentum going.
This Ball State boost management is near perfect, as a shot from Oath is good. 2-0 already for Ball State. This is just brilliant Rocket League. Beautiful awareness from Oath, knowing where to be at the right time. Sends it into the net. They find themselves up 2-0 already. And as I was saying about this boost management, you can't ask for better boost management from Ball State. They're boost starving the opposing team no matter who it is. And it just makes NIU, their defensive abilities, so much worse because they can't stop these aerial attacks. As another one just barely off the mark there for Ball State is Oath, as Variety looks to keep up the attack. This one's going to sail into the middle. Another shot, and it's good for Ga. 3-0 in the first 2 minutes. We're talking about how they don't take their foot off the pedal. They definitely aren't right now.
Yeah, I mean, with the boost management, as you said, I mean, these goals that Ball State have shot, they are blockable, but NIU just doesn't have the boost to do it. I mean, Ball State is just exhausting them of their boost. They don't have the boost to block these shots. And, like, there has been an NIU car in goal for almost, I think, all 3 of Ball State's goals, but they just haven't had the boost to do it. And that is kind of what is allowing Ball State to get these crazy aerial goals right now. Taking Variety out of the game, maybe that is something that they need to do to try to get on the board here, but doesn't look like it's going to work out, as he's already back and he's already got it onto NIU's side, and he flies it in on his own.
Beautiful work there from Variety. He's having himself a very, very good series. He's able to get, I believe that's almost a triple tap off the crossbar, but just beautiful, almost walking that, flying that ball into the goal, as this one is heading the other way. Moxie, he's out. Oath unfortunately misses, as Variety's going to get a shot. Moxie's back just in time for the save. Another shot from Oath. They're just keeping this momentum going. Another shot, and this one goes in. 5-0 with only 2:22 left.
Gosh, poor NIU. Just no way to relieve this pressure. It's another shot, then another shot, and another one. It's just non-stop. They do not have any room to breathe. It's just shot after shot after shot, and it's just so difficult for them to try to get anything going when they're constantly on defense. And that's just what we see so much from Ball State here. It's already on NIU's side. It is taken away this time. NIU maybe just going to try and get something on the board. We still have 2 minutes left in this game of Rocket League, and it's 5-0. Moxie there, maybe going to try and do something, but Variety stops it now in Ball State's corner. Oath has it, going to try and just get it back on the NIU side, relieve this pressure a little bit. Hawk's going to stop it, but Ga from the back sends it maybe to Oath now in the corner, but Hurt's going to take it away. Variety going to try and grab it, but not able to do so. Almost an open Ball State goal, but Oath manages to get back there. Moxie going to send it in the air. Variety with no boost, still able to stop the ball. It doesn't have the boost to follow up on that pass, though, as Ball State just kind of laying back, playing that defense right now.
Yeah, there's really no need for them to be super aggressive, and there really hasn't been a point where they're like, okay, let's go counterattack right now. It's just a patience on defense, knowing their defensive capabilities and knowing that they're good enough. What is going on in that? You know, I'm lost for words. I'm confused. I think everyone on the field is confused. Hertz is confused. Hawk is confused. And you could also see the confusion in the Ball State cars because they don't know what's going on. But they do find themselves up 6-0. Will we see the most miraculous comeback of all time?
It would be a lot, but it's going to start here.
Who knows? It's 6-1. Wow.
I'm still hung up on the last goal. I don't know what happened, but there we go. NIU makes it onto the board. A bit of an overcommit by Ball State. Leaves the goal open, but there we go.
As we look at the chat, Hawk and Hertz are trying to tell Gut to leave him alone. I think this is just because Gut is so good at bumping and demoing the opposing team, as Oath has an opportunity. Are they going to make it 7? And it goes from 6 to 7 as Variety gets another goal assisted by Oath. I'm just lost for words right now. You can't ask for a better outing.
Honestly, what a first day this year by Variety. 3 goals to his name, I believe. Great stuff. 7-1 in Game 3 here. This has basically sealed the Ball State sweep unless we see an absolute miracle from NIU. It could start here, but the save from Oath not looking likely now as we approach the 40-second mark now on NIU's side. Oath going to maybe send it back to Go with boost. Gets a nice redirect. There's no NIU cars on goal. Hertz gets there in the nick of time. And it's just kind of slowing down a little bit here, but Ball State's still on the attack.
Yeah, Ball State, again, not taking the foot off of the gas as Hawk is going to walk this one in. A little miss there from Ball State. Now it's 7-2. You know, let's do the math. If they score 5 goals in about 4 seconds a pop, 5 kickoff goals, who knows? All of a sudden it's tied and NIU's back in it.
I mean, you never want to say it's not winnable, but it is going to be tough. Already, they needed a goal there. Yeah, and it's on their side. It might be over, approaching the 15-second, going to be soon the 10-second mark. And at this rate, Ball State, they can pretty much let anything happen. They don't need to be super worried about their defense. There's 5 goals in between them. They have so many insurance goals, as they like to be called. 5 insurance goals to their name. They can actually not 4 insurance goals.
Oh! Make that 5.
Last second.
They did make it 5 there. 8-2. I don't know. I don't know what to say. You can't really critique this Ball State team right now. They just put on a masterclass performance. Something you really haven't seen since week 1 when Green Bay beat the Lions. But other than that, you can't ask for a better performance in any kind of sport.
Honestly, I mean, yeah, Game 1 at the start was looking a little close. That didn't look close. That was just absolute dominance showing by Ball State. Once again, they are still undefeated. NIU will go to 1-1 now. So just Ball State keeping up that streak of an undefeated season, waiting to get to their #1 rivals, waiting to get to Akron, but not letting them drop a game on the way there. They're taking everything as seriously as they possibly can. They want that championship this year, and they are on such a good path to get there. I think that they're playing better than they ever have.
Yeah, I'd agree. And one thing we touched on last week was Ball State, they can't get ahead of themselves. They need to focus on who they are going up against right now. And obviously that they're focusing on who's in front of them, and another dominant performance from Ball State, especially in that last game.
Yeah, we are going to have an interview. We're interviewing Variety, very fitting person to interview after his first game. of the year.
What's up?
I'll let you start the interview here, Ethan, if you got any questions for the man.
Okay, so my main question, obviously your first game of the season going up against NIU, dominant performance in that last game specifically. How does that make you feel?
Feels good. I have two great teammates. No, I don't even have to do anything. The big is do everything else. Yeah. So, yeah, no, it feels really good.
I bet.
Yeah, I asked you before the game if you were feeling confident. I know you're going to say that you're feeling confident. Were there any nerves at all with it being your first game of the year? I didn't think so.
No.
I was kind of expecting that answer from you. I guess you have worked with GA and Oath a little bit less. You've worked with them, but it's been a little bit less. How has it been going with you guys working as a team? Do you feel that you are a very powerful trio still, even though you haven't played with each other as much?
Yeah, I feel like for our lack of experience as a team, our chemistry, because we haven't really played together as much, it's still really strong. But obviously there's a lot of tweaks that we need to make. So
yeah.
But yeah, it's good.
Overall, solid game, more than solid, if you will.
Yeah.
Where do you guys, take this momentum you have from this game and that Western Michigan game as well, 2-0? Where do you guys go from here?
Keep winning.
Yep. Love to hear it.
That is the goal. Keep winning.
That's all I gotta say.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Great
Just
mindset.
keep winning. That's a great mindset. Just pure confidence. I don't have anything else personally.
I do not.
All right. Well, thank you,
sweet.
Variety. Absolutely great game. I will take that from you.
Awesome.
Great stuff from you. Nice win, and enjoy the amazing celebration.
Yeah, you can't really ask somebody after that great a performance. You can't really critique them.
Yeah.
You can't ask for much better. Kind of odd, but you can't ask for much better. I know that the coach for Ball State, he's beyond thrilled. I know the players, as you can see, they're beyond thrilled. But it's kind of what they expect. You could see from Variety, he has confidence in himself. He has confidence in his players and his teammates. And all around, like we've been saying, it's just a great environment for Ball State.
Yeah, it's hard to ask him if he thinks there's anything he could have done better because he played quite well. But that is going to be ESC for tonight. We're going to go to a little bit of a break, about 12 minutes, and then we're going to be back with CCS, the black roster, against Ohio. So don't leave. We're back with more Rocket League in just a little bit. We'll see you later. Welcome back. We are back with some
yeah.
more Ball State Rocket League. It's CCS this time. It's the black roster. It's versus Ohio. We got two whole different teams for you. Unlike last Wednesday when we were wrong and it was actually WMU's same team. But tonight we actually have a whole different match. It's a whole different school. It's Ohio, but still Ball State, but some different players this time. Let's show our roster. Let's get into it. Real quick, I'm Wyatt, aka Lady Baby.
And I'm Ethan Moore.
In case you're joining us for the first time, but if you've been watching, you are familiar with these guys. Ga, Oath, Wova, Variety, and for this match, we'll be seeing Yags, Phoebes, and Alter. Bit of a different lineup than before. We saw them play last Wednesday together. Let's see how they do this Wednesday. Let's look at Ohio.
As we look, just kidding, we're back here.
Back to us.
You get a better view, you get a look at me. Now, let's actually take a look at this Ohio roster. What a group of names. We got Fruity P, Boombox GG, C Wood, and Gavin R.L. Lazy. I'm assuming that is all one name at the bottom. I love these names. You know, we had Johnny McMuffin last week. Fruity P and Boombox GG, they might compete. I love Fruity P's name. He's going to go second on my power rankings for names. Nothing will ever beat Johnny McMuffin, I don't think.
Yeah, Johnny McMuffin's hard to beat. We are actually, R.L. Lazy is one player. It is,
it's two
players.
So it's Gavin and then R.L. Lazy.
R.L.
Okay,
Lazy. I do like R.L. Lazy. Fruity P,
Rocket League
very
Lazy.
good name. But Johnny McMuffin, hard to beat that one.
You just can't beat perfection.
You can't beat perfection. It is true. Guess we'll do some mini talking about what we see. We're going to go back to our faces now. So this match, it's actually honestly a bit of an unknown. I mean, we know how well this black roster did. They 3-0 WMU, which was the same team that played against our red roster earlier. But this is an unknown. We haven't seen Ohio at all this year. At least we personally haven't. Nope. So I guess I think it's, again, like I said earlier, it's hard to bet against Ball State here. I mean,
really
this is a team that just does so great. So
yeah, we know how good this Ball State black roster is. It is a phenomenal roster. They absolutely decimated Western Michigan last Wednesday. It was not even close. It was just like what we saw earlier from Ball State against NIU. This three-man team right now for this black roster, the chemistry there, the playmaking's there, the rotation's there, everything about this team, the chemistry is really what stands out to me. They all play well with each other. They know what each other's supposed to do. It's just a brilliant team, but I am intrigued to see how well this Ohio team plays.
Yeah, Ohio, it's a bit of an unknown for us. We haven't seen them yet. I am excited to see how they play, but yes, the chemistry with Ball State, I think that's just our greatest strength. No matter how long these players have played together, they seemingly, it's always like they play together for years. Even if they've only played together for a month, it doesn't matter. These guys are just so good at building chemistry with each other. They're so good at team building and just making themselves a dominant force, all working well together. And I do expect this black roster to do absolutely amazing tonight against Ohio. I am excited, though, to see how Ohio plays. These CCS matches, they could be a little bit closer than ESC because, it's different. It's exciting to see.
Well, considering how the ESC game went earlier, I would assume it will be closer.
Yeah.
But this Ball State team, going to my prediction, I expect Ball State to win. And I'm going to say for the same reason why I said they'd beat NIU. It has nothing to do with who Ball State is playing. It's more about who Ball State is and what they bring to the table. This is a dominant team all around when it comes to the way they manipulate boosts, the way they attack, the way they defend, the way they rotate. Everything is perfect almost when it comes to this Ball State team. So I do expect the Ball State to come out victorious tonight in the CCS, but I'm not going to give you an exact game-to-game prediction, but I will say Ball State comes out victorious.
Yeah, I think that is perfectly said. It's not about who Ball State plays. It's just who Ball State is. I mean, this is such a good team, and I expect them to play just as well as they played against WMU, and if they played that well against WMU, they're going to take it to Ohio just as well. I'm not going to give an exact number. I'm not going to predict 3-0. I could see that happening, but I could also see a 3-1, maybe even 3-2. It's possible. I think the safest bet maybe is to maybe predict a 3-1.
That is very safe. It's almost like in March Madness, you're going to take the 12 seed over the 5 at least one time because it's almost guaranteed to happen. When you take a 3-1 win, and that is very safe. But you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to be confident in this Ball State team. I changed my mind. They are going to sweep. They're going to win 3-0. Let's go.
I love the confidence. You know what? Yep, 3-0. Just say
Why
it.
not?
Just absolutely predict it. We do, if you were interested, if you were not able to watch the last game, we do have a little bit of a recap that you can view as we're just talking over here. I do think that, as you can see here, just absolutely great stuff from Ball State. Already up 2-0 here. Just some great goals. We do see a Moxie goal. First one here. Yeah, it's just with CCS, it's a little bit unknown for me. I don't know much about the conference. I'm learning kind of as I go here. I haven't seen a lot of these teams because even though it's schools that I've seen, because a lot of the schools play in ESC, some of them play alternate rosters, and I don't always know these players as well as I do when it comes to an ESC roster where I've seen these players, most of them play before. So it's a bit of an unknown for me. That's why I'm excited, but I am very confident in Ball State's ability, and I just know because one thing I have seen is I have seen this black roster play before, and they are just so good. I mean, these are the guys that they are practicing with and learning with, and just look at this stuff. I mean, textbook pass from Guh there, textbook follow-up by Oath. These are all the guys. They all practice together. They all learn together. They have the same coach. So, they learn the same thing. Shout out BK. So that's just kind of what you come to expect from Ball State is that they're all going to play at an equal level. These are all 7 great players. Just see these absolutely amazing goals.
Yeah, well, you want to talk about an amazing goal. That one we just saw where the ball hung in the net for a second. That is back-to-back weeks that has happened for Ball State. We saw it last week against Western Michigan, which just sat at the goal line this time. A little confusion for both teams. But
yeah, that one goal in Game 3.
It was something. It was definitely a goal of all time, if you will. But Ball State, let's hope they keep up the momentum from ESC going into CCS and come out victorious tonight and on the entire season be 4-0.
Yeah, that would actually be very, very huge for them. I mean, if we combine both Ball State teams, like you said, they're currently 3-0, looking to make 4-0. If you combine both the teams together and their records, Ball State yet to take a loss this year. It's still early, but I expect them to keep it up. Yet to even drop a game, yet to drop a game on both rosters. Insanely impressive stuff. So I do hope for their sake that they're able to keep that up. Ohio, definitely a good team. They definitely have good teams. They are a good team in ESC, and I expect them to be a good team here, but they are probably going to be playing a different roster than they play in ESC would be my assumption. So yeah, it's just like we don't know. I keep saying it's interesting.
This mystery around it.
Yeah, maybe these guys are just absolutely cracked. Like, you never know. It'd be insane. Maybe they just got a huge boost this upcoming last season. You never know as we wait to get into the game. It's just, it's hard to predict.
Do not have a clock in front of me. I could not tell you how close we are to kickoff.
Yeah.
But I'm excited. I'm very excited, Jim.
I'm always excited as well for kickoff. It's just like, you always wait for it. It always feels like it's just so long before kickoff starts. But we do have it. I mean, I guess if we want, while we get ready for kickoff here, we're just running out of some things. We've talked about everything. We're going to throw to a commercial. We'll be back. We just are going to wait to get some things ready. We'll see you later after this commercial. Don't go anywhere. It's going to be quick.
The quest for knowledge and a greater understanding is a lifelong pursuit. An ascent towards a fulfilling career and a meaningful life. As Ball State Cardinals, we learned early on that it's our responsibility to prepare and to prepare you for anything. Beneficence stands tall as a symbol of enduring values that have sustained us for more than a century. Forged during a turbulent time, the Great Depression, and from the contributions of more than 11,000 people, beneficence inspires us. What we know about adversity is that we do not choose the time, but we do choose the response with grit, creativity, and dedication. Where tradition meets innovation, we form an enduring partnership, a formidable alliance with a deep desire to learn, to teach, to grow, to thrive, to fly. The values of Ball State University embody a wealth of opportunity, a powerful bond among faculty, staff, students, and alumni, and a bright future that includes you. Our intellect and experiences fuel our purpose and our capacity to serve our neighbors. Your journey begins now. We will remember this time for the opportunities we seized, the discoveries we made, and the lives we transformed. At Ball State University, with beneficence as our guide, we fly.
Welcome back after a nice little commercial. What a great university Ball State is.
It's
just
amazing.
It's amazing. Absolutely. That ad just encapsulates the amazingness that is Ball State University. Great esports program, but great other programs as well. I guess not so much on the sports side, but speaking of sports, I mean, you're an NFL fan.
Oh,
you're having a great year.
We're going to talk about the NFL. You can't ask for much better. Only because the Green Bay Packers were 2-0. They shut down the two most efficient offenses from last year, held them to, yes, I'm saying the Lions had 6 points. That was garbage time touchdown week 1. Then we limited, we limited the Washington Commanders offense. You can't ask for much better. I'm sorry for you being a Cincinnati Bengals fan, but Joe Burrow, prayers up to him.
Yeah, rough start to the year for the Bengals. We are 2-0, which, part of me is how are we 2-0? The Browns game should not have been 2-0. Jags game, we barely won. We barely won the game against the Jags, and we also lost our quarterback. So we're back to Jake Browning once again. Flip that 9 upside down, becomes a 6. I like to say that we're gonna still make the playoffs, but I have my doubts.
Now, here's the thing. Doesn't matter who makes the playoffs because we all know who's winning the Super Bowl, and that's Jordan Love and the Green Bay Packers. So no one needs to worry about making the playoffs because the season is already over. But you know what season's not over? Rocket League.
Nope, it is not over. We are, no, actually not even close. We just started.
It's really not close.
Yeah, we just started, and it's off to a great start.
Yeah, specifically for Ball State.
Yeah, for Ball State. Yet to drop a game. Barely, I mean, combined, have they dropped more than like 1 or 2 goals for a game? Like every single game, they've at least only dropped 1 or 2.
I think the most that they've allowed is 2.
Yeah, I don't think they've allowed more than 2 goals.
And that might have
yet.
been when they won 8-2.
Yeah, especially if we're talking ESC. I know for a fact I don't think that they have dropped more than 2 goals. I'm unsure about CCS, but I'm also quite confident we haven't dropped more than 2 goals. So just a great year for Ball State. Great year for Ball State all around. If we look at some of the other things, Overwatch still undefeated as of right now. Sim racing as usual, always off to a great start. We have a great sim racing team here. We also do have, Valorant in the league. They are playing right now. Their seasons haven't officially started, but they are doing other things as of right now. I don't know as much about those teams. I'm very sorry. I know that we also have a brand new Smash Bros. Varsity team. They're getting up and running. A bit of a rough start, but, their new program is our first year on varsity. They're going to keep growing. We have Call of Duty as well, a bit of a smaller program that we have. So a lot of programs here, all off to a great start. I mean, as always, we have our big 4 that we stream, that we are able to stream because those are the ones that we stream because those are the games that are the most popular.
Yeah, you want to talk about video games, okay? Let me tell you about someone that should never play Madden ever again. There's this man named Logan Wilson, and rumor has it that dude is terrible. He's just terrible at Madden, and I believe every time he's played me in Madden, he's lost every single time. So I'm very sorry for his roommate Ryan having to deal with him every single day because he's just that bad at Madden.
Yeah, it's all the talk on campus, and you can't go anywhere without hearing him. Did you hear how bad this guy is at Madden? You can't go anywhere without hearing it. It is ridiculous. Yeah, video games. I've been playing just Overwatch. That's my game of choice. And the new Donkey Kong game. Go Switch.
I've not played the new Donkey Kong game. I've heard it's good, though. I've heard it's pretty good. But I'm not a Nintendo guy. But I do see the appeal.
Yeah, I am very much a Nintendo guy. But we're having a bit of a delay on the game. So we're going to send it back to we'll be back soon. We'll see you later. Don't go anywhere. Stick around. It won't be that long, but we just have too much time to fill. So we're going to send it to that screen. We'll see y'all later. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more Rocket League as soon as we can.
can't even say anything.
No, I'm sorry. I didn't get a webcam.
Oh.
Yeah, one of them added to this. How are they getting locked? Oh, maybe one of them. So loud.
Wait, hold on.
And welcome back once again. Just experiencing a little bit of delays on the game side, but we are back on stream. We will be getting to CCS Rocket League versus Ohio as soon as we possibly can.
Rumor has it it's never going to happen.
Rumor has it the game's not happening. But no, there are players sitting and ready, waiting to get into that game.
Oh, they're ready.
They're ready. They've been ready, but
Uh-huh.
now I'm ready. I'm ready for some Rocket
I'm
League.
beyond ready.
I'm
All right.
beyond ready.
I need
for some
to
Rocket
see
League.
this ball hit the net. Well, it's not really a net. It's more like an invisible barrier. But you know what I'm saying. I'm ready for this. I'm very intrigued by this matchup. Will my Ball State 3-0 prediction come into fruition? Or will Ohio make Ball State drop their first game for the first time this season?
Yeah, who knows? I mean, I think would predict a Ball State 3-0, but will Ohio have something waiting for Ball State? Maybe they've been training. Maybe they prepared specifically for Ball State, and this is their goal. Is if we don't care if we do anything this season, as long as we absolutely
Don't
demolish
care
Ball State.
about the ESC or the CCS,
No.
really, just Ball State. And I wouldn't be too surprised. Ball State is really, really good.
Yeah, Ball State, like we've said so many times, having a great year. Definitely one of the best teams in the ESC this year for Rocket League, as they kind of have been for quite a while. One of the best teams in the MAC for Esports, just having an absolute dominant year, showing why they are that dominant team, showing why they are regarded as that dominant team. They just continue the 3-0. I have actually, fun fact, this is my second year commentating ESC Rocket League, and I have never watched a loss.
Wow. But hold on, you want to talk about a dominating team. Look no further. Look at that team in Wisconsin. That's all I've got to say. Needs no more explanation. But maybe, just maybe, a close second is this Ball State team.
Maybe,
Who knows?
honestly, maybe. Is Ball State Rocket League better than the Green Bay Packers?
No.
No.
But they are really good.
They are quite good.
You know who is also good? A guy like Mahomes. He just puts the ball where it needs to be. But unfortunately, I'm just kidding. Fortunately, they're 0-2 to start the season.
Yeah, that's great for all the fans out there.
It's beautiful.
It's amazing. Chiefs starting 0-2. I mean, go Justin Herbert, my man. I mean, I'm not a Chargers fan, but I will be if they keep beating the Chiefs. So thank you for that start. Sorry to my buddy who has Patrick Mahomes on his fantasy team this year. That's unfortunate for you, but shouldn't pick him, man.
I agree. Great analysis there. Just not much more to say right now. We get a look at us again. Once again, there will be no better view in the history of the world other than us two at the booth So you're getting a lot of it tonight.
Yeah, This is the live production right here.
Yep.
Waiting to get into that game. This is just sometimes this is how it is, but I guess we gotta find something to talk about. Let me think. What is talked about favorite dining hall on campus?
We did. We talked about Boar's Head last
We
week.
did talk about Boar's
Beautiful.
Head.
I had it again today and yesterday.
A mile from me. I gotta go back.
Love Boar's Head. Not Bar's Head. Boar's Head. Love me some. What's your favorite restaurant in Muncie? Well, that's a long response there.
I'm sorry, I was getting some information in my
see.
ears. Oh, what'd you say?
Favorite restaurant in Muncie?
Favorite restaurant in Muncie. I did have Noodles & Co. for dinner tonight, but that's kind of a lame
That is
answer.
very
I don't
lame.
want to pick like a fast food establishment. There is this great Mexican place called Acapulco right down the road from my house. I do love that place. I think there's a lot of great options here in Muncie, especially in the village. There's some good stuff down there. I mean, Insomnia Cookie. No better place than Insomnia Cookie.
I haven't had it.
You got to try it. 1 a.m. Insomnia Cookie, best time to go. We do have a fun fact that is actually related to Ball State Rocket League as we're running out of
Yay.
time on Ball State Rocket League. Turns out Oates' favorite car in the entire game is actually the 2016 Batmobile. While everyone else is defending.
Ooh.
Everyone else's team is defending. I
Shout out
actually,
that car.
I am known for the little I play Rocket League, but when I play with my friends, I do like to use the 2016 Batmobile. as
That
well.
2016 Batmobile brings back so many memories.
It does.
Remember, there's this 1v1 tournament. It was called Gold Rush that I used to watch. And I can't. Cuck's here. That's who used that 2016 Batmobile. Beautiful car. I never had it, though. I was very upset about that, but it's okay.
I am lucky enough to have it. There are a few cars that I do wish I had. I wish I had me that Lightning McQueen car. That thing's absolutely legendary. Wish I had it. I wish we saw more people use it. Enough Octane, enough Fennec. Let's see Lightning McQueen out there.
Make the Dominator great again.
Honestly, let's start having some other cars. Let's shake it up. I know why everyone likes the Fennec, obviously, but like Lightning McQueen's
Bring
in
up
the
the
game.
Scarab once in a while.
Yeah, we had a guy in this league in ESC. His name was Kachow, and
Wow.
he didn't use.
He didn't
McQueen.
use it.
Didn't use McQueen.
Wow.
I've never been more disappointed in my life.
I would be disappointed as well. You mean, you're telling me you have a golden opportunity. It's like you have a nice steak right in front of you. You have the fork, you have the knife, but you say, no, I'm going to pass it up for a lame burger. It just makes no sense.
It makes no sense. I mean, if your name is Kachow, I feel like you got to go all in, but
I agree.
he did not do that, unfortunately. I mean, Kachow, definitely one of the better names. We've talked about it a lot. You do hear
Johnny
some
McMuffin,
Johnny
nothing
McMuffin.
will be better
Johnny
than Johnny
McMuffin's
McMuffin.
quite good. I do know the name Pooter Scooter from Miami,
Ooh.
Ohio Overwatch, but that is not Rocket League.
That is
so
not.
in terms of just Rocket League, I think Johnny McMuffin, it's going to be really hard to beat that one.
It is. It's going to be near impossible.
Like, sometimes I wish I was funny enough to come up with the name Johnny.
Johnny McMuffin. What a spectacular name.
What intrigues me about that is his name even John?
You want to think about something that's spectacular? When I went to Texas Roadhouse in Muncie, there was this nice man as my waiter. His name was Caesar. Greatest waiter you'll ever meet. If you ever go to Texas Roadhouse in Muncie, ask for Caesar. He will give you the greatest experience of all time.
I have been to the Texas Roadhouse in Muncie quite frequently. I think I know who you're talking about.
I love
I'm
Caesar.
Not 100% sure.
I love Caesar.
Yeah, I'm sure he's a great guy. It's actually a pretty good Texas Roadhouse that we have.
It's
in
very
Muncie.
good.
We have a good Texas Roadhouse, and you know that's essential.
I need more rolls in my system right now.
Definitely. Well, yeah, let's just go to Texas Roadhouse, right? I mean, we
Why
honestly
don't we have it here right now and we can eat it while we cast?
Yeah, honestly, that should be a thing. Let's get on that.
We might have enough time to eat it before the game actually starts.
Yes, honestly, with the delay of the game, our players are here and waiting.
No, they're definitely here.
They are here. They are right behind us, actually.
Yep.
But we are just waiting to get into this CCS Ohio game. But things take a while. I mean, Esports Center quite busy tonight. I mean, it was a lot busy.
It was a
earlier.
lot busy last week.
Last Wednesday.
Last Wednesday,
Here.
it was packed.
Yeah, Marvel Rivals team was practicing. A league team just, had scrims.
I was here, so obviously there was going to be a good amount of people.
Honestly, yeah. People follow this guy everywhere.
Yep.
I mean, you see him in the hallway, just a crowd around him. And you just try to say hi, but you can't get to him.
I'm too popular these days. You know why? It's because I'm so much better at Madden than Logan Wilson, all right? That's the only reason why. Mainly because Logan Wilson is just that bad.
Yeah.
It's sad, unfortunately.
Yes, I have heard that it is hard to be worse at Madden than Logan Wilson. But
It's
this
impossible.
This guy is just so good at being better than him.
Yep.
That it's just created this whole thing. I mean, you can't go anywhere on campus without seeing it. There's a whole crowd. I mean, everyone's chanting, "This is the guy that's better than Logan Wilson."
Yeah, they're chanting that all right.
Yeah. Definitely a quiet night in the esports tonight. Actually, there was a lot more people earlier. We had Smash practicing behind us. We have some sim racers here, doing some
Nathaniel's
practice
not here.
races. No,
But we do have some, I believe it's 2 other people behind the wheel.
yeah, we got Kale over there.
You guys obviously cannot see it, but
You
that's
obviously cannot see
okay.
it.
You know what you also can't see right now? Is Rocket League.
Oh, yeah.
Because we're having delays. But it's
Yeah.
okay. We will get there eventually. Good things take time. Rome wasn't built in a day.
Yeah, I guess fun fact, if we're going to talk about some Ball State esports fun facts, Kale is one of our few international players. He's from Canada.
Wow. Wow. And you want to talk about somebody that just walked past? It was Logan Wilson's roommate. The dude that is the sorriest Madden player alive. Guess who just walked by? It's Ryan Lewin. Shout out Ryan Lewin. He has to put up with Logan Wilson every single day.
Very eventful right now outside. He has a try. Like we said, he can't go anywhere. People have
Yeah,
found
they're
him.
coming for me. Let's be honest. All
Yeah,
right.
they are. They are waiting for him. So this is the problem that happens. You can't go anywhere. I mean, this guy, he knows no peace.
Nope. The only PS I get is beating Logan Wilson in Madden.
Yeah, that's had a long day, a lot of homework. End the day by playing some Madden. Being Logan Wilson.
Great.
I just heard the
Wow.
2 greatest words that I've ever heard in my life, and those words are starting soon.
You love to hear it.
Love to hear it.
Nothing's
after
better.
A lot of delays. We are officially getting into games soon.
Not
Fine.
yet.
Not yet. Not
we'll
yet.
Get there.
But
We'll
soon.
get there.
And soon is not a word that I've heard in a while.
Okay.
Hold up. I may have gotten a little too excited. Okay, I didn't get too excited.
We'll be there in
We will
a
be
little bit. Eventually.
There is rumored to be a game of Rocket League tonight that we are partaking in.
It may or may not be
Okay.
real. Here we go.
We are going. It's kickoff. CCS Rocket League. Ball State versus Ohio.
It
Phoebes
exists.
with an early start on the offense.
It exists. We finally get to watch CCS Rocket League as Ball State takes on Ohio, as Ohio's going to keep up the offensive momentum as they had last weekend. As we look at Fruity P on the attack, he's going to try and redirect this one, but Seawood hits into the corner.
So I do believe that this is actually Ohio's ESC roster. I recognize the name. Fruity P also going to try and follow something up there. Unable to do it, but he's going to try to do his best to keep the ball on to Ohio's side. Unable to do it this time, but Phoebes there in the back, waiting to keep it back. Alter's going to follow up now, bounce it off the top, but Seawood there to try and stop that redirect. Phoebe, if only he had a better angle, maybe could have gotten a early goal there for Ball State, but kind of right now, nothing really happening.
Right now, Ball State just putting the pressure on, and that's the first goal for Altor, up 1-0 early. Beautiful assist there from Phoebes.
And the second I say, nothing really happening. Nice pass to Altor, bounces it off one of the Ohio cars straight into that Ball State goal. So great stuff for them. 1-0 early on with 4 minutes left to try and build a bit of an advantage. They want to try to get another goal. Ohio really going to want to try and respond to that, but it is already on their side. Gavin going to try and take it back, but Phoebes with the boost going to try and send it to Yags. Unable to do so. Phoebes holding it once more. Altor tries to get it, but it's going towards Ball State's side now. C. Wood has it in his possession, but it is taken away by Phoebes. Gavin also going to try and contest this ball, but it is not going in his favor. Yag's going to send it to Phoebes now. C. Wood taking it away. Could it be an Ohio goal? No, they did not have the boost to commit. Yags is going to send it over. Gavin's going to take it away.
Just another good positioning battle going on right now. We really haven't seen Ball State struggle to get early goals this season, and that has been the case so far in this game. Yes, they've only scored 1 goal early, and they're used to having around 2 to 3 goals at this point, but just putting the offensive pressure is what is important, as Altor is going to get the pass. It is good for Yags. 2-0 for Ball State. Just we were talking about it, the offensive pressure finally gets another goal for Ball State.
Honestly, you say we haven't seen Ball State struggle with early goals. We haven't really seen Ball State struggle.
That's a great point there.
They are
point.
still just absolutely going in on that offense. 2-0 now. They have an insurance goal to their name. It is on Ohio's side. Yag's going to try to keep up this momentum, taken away by Gavin, but Altor there and waiting sends it straight into the goal. It's a 3-goal game for the Cardinals.
This is just what we're accustomed to at this point for Ball State. Just pinpoint accuracy, putting it right where the defense can't get it. And all of a sudden, Ball State, you blink. I've been saying it a lot. You blink, and then you catch yourself lacking. Now it's 3-0 in favor of the Cardinals.
Yeah, now Ohio with basically all the work to do. They got to score 4 goals on Ball State to try to get this advantage back in their favor. But it's hard to score even 1 goal on Ball State. They have to score 4. So they have so much work to do here, as Altor's going to send it to Phoebes. Yag's going to try and follow it up. Loses control of the ball. It's going to be sent back towards Ball State's side, but Altor is there to send it back. Yags sends it up into the air. Altor not with a lot of boost to try and get an aerial going there. Phoebes tries to send it into the ground, but Fruity P is going to take it away. Altor has it in the corner now, but with no boost. Here comes Gavin with the boost. Altor gets the boost refill, still on Ball State's side. Going to want to relieve some of this pressure, able to do so. Yag's going to take it over. No Ohio cars there at the moment, but it is taken away from him at the last second.
Good job there from Gavin, able to defend that shot. Phoebes is just off the mark with that shot. Fruity P trying to take it the other way. 2 demos, it's a 2-on-2 right now. Fruity P has that one taken away. C. Wood, on the other hand, he's going to try and put it in play for his teammate. Nothing there, and he does take it away from Phoebes last second. As Ball State is back on the offensive attack, and this shot is good. Phoebes with another. It is now 4-0 in favor of Ball State.
Yeah, honestly, just great stuff from Ball State there. Phoebes was able to help out Yags after Yags didn't have the best positioning to get that ball in. We just see Phoebes there and ready to follow up. That's just one thing with Ball State that we talk about so much, the teamwork, the chemistry, and the offensive pressure. Again, I mean, we haven't seen, I feel like, as much offensive pressure from this black roster as we have the red roster, but it's still quite a lot. They're still 4-0. Ohio going to try and maybe get something on the board here, sending it over to Ball State's side, but nothing comes of it. It's already back on their side. Altor has it in the corner. C was going to try, take it away, sends it to Ball State's side. Phoebes in the corner now, going to try and get control of the ball. Gavin manages to slide it right past Altor, and Ohio's on the board.
Good shot there from Gavin. Right now, Ohio, if they're not able to come back in this last minute and 4 seconds, they need to take something positive out of the end of this game and take that momentum into the next. And that is exactly what we're seeing as Gavin gets the kickoff one. But here's the thing, that's going to work right into the advantage of Ball State, as that one's just off the mark from Yags. He tried to push that one in last second, unable to do so, but this one connects. And all of a sudden, Ball State gets another goal, and they are now have a 4-goal lead. Definitely have a big-time cushion.
Yeah, Phoebes off the ceiling to Yags. Great pass and great response. Immediately following up from that Ohio goal, and it looks like this game won, unless we see something absolutely insane come out. It's going to be for Ohio, almost a Ball State goal there with Yags, and Phoebes is going to follow it right back up.
I am having deja vu from the last game in the ESC when Ball State played NIU, when it was, I believe, 8-2, and there was a lot of confusion near the end, and that's what led to such a high goal count, and that's what we're starting to see here as Ball State is up 5. Altor hits it into the corner.
Yep, on Ohio's side, Fruity P gonna try and send it away, but Phoebes has it in the air, low on boost though. See what he can do with it. It's gonna set it up for Altor, but not a great angle that Altor had there. Not gonna, just needed a little bit more to the left, so unable to make something out of that. Fruity P also gonna try to take it away, but now he has no boost. Yag sends it across the goal line, no one there to help him out, but the 10-second timer is awaiting. It looks like this one definitely going to go the way of Ball State here.
More than definitely.
More than definitely. Certainly, this is Ball State's game. But let's see if Ohio maybe can get something. They're keeping it alive. Ball is still in the air, seeing if maybe they can get a last-second goal. Fruity P keeps it alive.
Oh, is this the dagger?
And
Chris Paul.
They do managed to score that last-second goal. Maybe they can use that momentum in Game 2.
Yeah, this is definitely what you need out of the end of a game when you are getting blown out. You need something positive to take away from the previous game, and Gavin definitely delivered that for Ohio.
And we actually do have some stats this time. So we see here goals, Ball State 6-2. Each player on the team having 2 goals to their name. That is just what we talk about with all of the equality between the teammates. You don't have a weakest link. Same with assists. Yeah, great stuff.
Yeah, one thing I noticed from the stats is Ball State didn't have a single save that game. Yes, they allowed 2 goals. One of them was a last-second goal as time was expiring. But the main reason why that is so eye-popping is because it shows that they're not allowing shots on goal to begin with. They only had 2 shots on goal. Both of them led to goals. I'm talking about Ohio right now. And Ball State, they're just so aggressive that it limits what Ohio can do offensively, because by the time that they stop Ball State, they already exhausted all of their boost, so they don't have anything to go offensively in attack, and that is why Ball State, they're dominating their opponents right now in both conferences.
Yeah, it's hard to eat into Ball State's advantage or even start with an early lead when they aren't even allowing you to shoot at the goal, let alone score. They're not even giving you the chance. So that is definitely something that Ohio is going to want to work around here, because, I mean, they got to shoot at the goal to score. I mean, dare I say, that's a pretty important aspect of scoring, is you got to shoot at the goal. So let's see if they can manage to do that this time. Yags already has it. Altor going to send it right in. 4-second goal. And that is not what Ohio wanted to see.
You know, we have seen some pretty quick goals from Ball State this season. That might be the quickest. We've seen some 9-second goals. I think last week we saw around a 7-second goal. I might be mistaken. But we have not seen a 4-second goal. Beautiful start for Ball State, and Ohio, you know, they're already in a deep hole 4 seconds into the game.
Yeah, like we said, I mean, 1 goal for Ball State, like having Ball State have a goal on you is very tough, because they're not going to allow you to do things like almost like that, almost get out of start, but Yags there with that save. That was one of Ohio's first shots on goal this whole game that wasn't a score. So on Ohio's side now, Fruity P going to try to take it away, but Altor is there with some boost to his name to try and get it into the air. Send it to Phoebes, low on boost as well. Going to bounce it off the wall to Yags now. Sending it back over, but Altor not there. Gavin's going to try to get control of that ball, but still just crossbar, not a great angle. That, I think that could have been a scoring opportunity, but just not a great angle there.
Yeah, just some missed opportunities from Ohio when you're going up against a superior opponent on paper. You need to take advantage of opportunities, and that's what Phoebes does right there. Beautiful pass and assist from Yags as he's able to basically pass it off to 2 people who double commit, and it's just an all-around good play there from Ball State. And like I was saying, Ohio, you know, they just keep digging themselves such a big hole, and now they're down to only a minute into that, as that one is just off the mark. Phoebes.
Wow. That was flashy.
Beautiful. That was beautiful.
That was flashy right there. So we see it there.
I was lost for words.
Phoebes going to bounce it off the wall, bounces it once more to his buddy Yags right into the goal to make it 3-0 for Ball State. That was That might be goal of the night. That was a fun one. Besides maybe that oath goal where he blocked it on his own, that was a good one.
It was very exciting. Just the teamwork is there from Ball State, and that's what they really have over other teams. Is a team pinch is good. Yags with the goal. You can really say that's a goal for each of them. Oh my goodness. Phoebes comes in. Yags pinches it off of Phoebes, and that just results in a 175 kph goal for Ball State. 4-0. What is going on?
Ohio, you can't leave the goal wide open on Ball State like that. I know Gavin was there, but he didn't have the boost. He didn't have time. And already, again, with this pressure that Ball State's applying, you cannot give Ball State those opportunities because they're going to take them immediately. And that is just that's a misplay, and that's something that they're going to have to learn from here. Altor in the air now, maybe going to try and send it over. It's going to be brought up by Phoebes now. He's going to send it to Yags, but just not the angle that he needed to get that goal in. But that's the thing, is you can afford to miss those opportunities when you're up 4-0. Phoebes now in the corner gets the boost. Seawood is going to take it away from him, but he's sending it back to his side to regroup. Phoebes out of boost. Yags going to maybe try and take it. No, Phoebes is going to send it to Altor in the air now, just kind of throwing away time. Phoebes going to get the boost. Almost could have had something there, but Gavin with the save.
Ball State keeping the pressure on offensively and not letting Ohio get any breathing room whatsoever, as Phoebes is going to flick this one over Altor. No good. Another good play there from Ball State, unable to capitalize. But one thing Ball State again is doing is they're capitalizing on most opportunities. You look at the other side, Ohio. 0 goals so far this game. Seawood on the attack for Ohio, but easily taken away by Phoebes. Going for the musty flick off the wall. Cannot connect. Altor with the shot! And it is good off the double tap. Beautiful play there once again by the Cardinals.
5-0 with 2 minutes left. Great stuff from Altor there. Wow, off the wall. Passes it to himself. Great stuff from Ball State Rocket League right now. Up 5-0. Let's see if Ohio can maybe try and find something here. It's going to almost, honestly, with 2 minutes left and needing 6 goals, it's almost going to need to be a miracle. Even though 2 minutes, I always like to say 2 minutes is a long time in Rocket League, but when you're down 5-0, it's going to be tough, especially when that stuff is happening to you. You're just constantly under attack, no room to breathe. Still on Ohio's side, Fruity P going to manage to take it away, but Altor going to send it to the middle. Seawood has it now. Going to try and dribble it over onto Ball State's side, but he has no help. Gavin now with boost. Maybe going to try and set something up, but it's taken away by Altor and Phoebes. Great teamwork from Ball State. Seawood going to try and help out his team, but Yags there and waiting with the redirect, but Gavin able to fly up and stop that one from going in. Shot on goal for Ball State.
I'm trying to find some comparisons and parallels between this series so far and the Western Michigan series, as that's an open net for Gavin. Once again, he gets his 3rd goal. And what I was going to say is the other team, it just feels like there's one person doing the most. And I feel like Squishy Muffin, or sorry, not Squishy Muffin, that's a pro Rocket League player. Johnny McMuffins, him for Western Michigan last week, he had all the goals for that Western Michigan team. It always felt like we were the ones saying his name when it comes to saves. And same thing goes for Gavin right now. He's the one always in net. He's the one always scoring, and I feel like that's just because of Ball State. You know, they cause so much chaos. It really leaves from just one-on-one opportunities. But in reality, it's 3-on-1 opportunities because Ball State is so good at taking out the opposing players and getting them out of the game, whether it's form of bumping them, boost-starving them, or completely demoing them. They're just a great all-around team, and they're meshing quite well, and they just have such a better chemistry advantage compared to other teams.
Yeah, Ball State plays Rocket League quite aggressively, not only in their offense and constantly going for shots on goals, but also with their bumping. They do a lot of bumping and clearing a path for their teammates. They do that a lot, and it definitely is working as they are up 5-1 with almost 10 seconds left here. And yes, they allowed that goal at the end there, but they can afford it. That's the whole thing, is they can afford an overcommit once in a while to maybe try to make it 6-1 or 6-0 at the time. And yes, game 2 is going to go to Ball State. As we look at the stats, what do you see here?
the score difference, you know, that's normally not something that is super important, but for you to be at over 1,600 compared to the other team where it's at 850, there's just such a big discrepancy. And you look at distance traveled in the air, they're almost even on that in terms of percentage. Yes, Ball State over around 50,000 in advantage, but it's such big numbers that you really got to look at the percentage portion of that. So all around statistically, it's not like Ball State is outperforming them in the box score. It's all about how they're playing when it comes to teamwork. Their teamwork is so much better. They have great communication skills, and that's really translating to on the field, and that is why they're dominating each opponent so far.
Yeah, and another thing that I saw there was the average boost stats.
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
all of Ball State's players, all three of them had average boost around the 50s. Whereas with Ohio, only Gavin had it around the 50s. Everyone else was in the low 30s, high 20s. Maybe some of them, maybe one of them had like 35. That is huge in terms of like, they are just on average have lower boost than Ball State most of the time, and that just makes this hard. But that is what Ball State is doing. Not only are they using their boost very well, they are just exhausting Ohio's boost, because when you're always on defense, you always have to use your boost for defense. You have no time to use it for offense, and you just always have less of it. It's hard for Ohio, and now they are facing a possible sweep here, and they are going to need to try and maybe at least try to get a game.
Yeah, one thing we've been nailing home a lot, especially last week as well, is just how much Ball State exhausts the boost of the opposing side, and we really have seen that throughout both series tonight.
Yeah, we've definitely seen it a lot. York onto an early start, almost walks it in on his own. Unable to do so. We do have different people in for Ohio this game, throwing in some of their other players. That's something that we see Ball State do, but Phoebes is going to walk it in on his own there.
Different people, same result early on. Ball State gets the goal. I believe, well, they definitely took out Gavin, and was it Fruity P that they took out? I believe the other person,
yes,
and that's
Fruity P.
where they bring in Boombox, Gigi, and York. It's going to be interesting to see if this switches up anything long-term for Ohio, whether it's past this tournament or it's just a single-game thing. But they need to see something different. They need to see anything really different in terms of how they play together, because they're already down 1-0 and 2-0 in the series. They need something different. They need something to change, and that might come in this game.
Yeah, I think throwing in two other players when you're down 2-0, I mean, that's not a bad idea. I mean, try something, like try anything to see what you can do. So it definitely isn't a bad idea. It's not a great start. Yags almost going for something there. York with the save. Maybe we're seeing a little bit more defensive help on the side of Ohio. Phoebes in the air, going to send it into the corner. Phoebes still has it. Yags going to try and follow it up now, but Seawood beats it to it. But Altor there and waiting on Ball State's side to take it back to Ohio. Now we're going to send it to Phoebes. Phoebes kind of sends it to the middle. Altor there and ready to grab it, but Seawood now is going to try and get something here, but Altor takes it away. It's already going to be back on the Ohio side.
One thing I've been noticing is that's going to be a free goal
Wide
from
open.
Phoebes.
Wide open.
Is, as I was saying, is Ball State, one thing I love about their boost management is they're always leaving something in the tank, whether it's 9 or it's 12 or it's something, just so they can use that boost to get up to full speed. And you look at the opposing side, they're exhausting all their boosts in one aerial attack, and that is just to the detriment of their offense because they're going all in on one attack, and it's just not working. Ball State is just so good at boost management, and that is what is putting them above the rest. As right now, see what has it. This one floats up in the air for Boombox. GG! As Phoebes is no good on the shot.
Yeah, Ball State very much using that boost management to their advantage. That is one thing that we talk about a lot, but honestly, I almost feel like we should talk about it more. They are just so good at boost management. We talk so much about the teamwork and the offense, but a big part of all of that is their boost management.
100%.
It's very good, and that is definitely something that we see there. We also saw, I think, just a bit of an overcommit from Ohio, that last goal. I mean, they left it wide open for Ball State. That's not something you ever want to do. Ball State keeping it on Ohio's side here. Yags maybe going to try to send it to Phoebes, but it gets taken away from him. Phoebes does have it now in the air, seeing what he can do. Altor's going to help take it away from him, but Boombox there for the saves. Altor's going to take York out. Is that going to give Ball State an opportunity to get another goal? Altor going to take it back and regroup.
I will say one thing I've noticed differently with this Ohio lineup is their positioning is a little better as that one is off the mark. It's just allowing them to be better defensively, giving them a better presence, not allowing too many open nets. Yes, we've seen it some, and that is why they're down 2-0. Make that 3-0. Commentators curse. Yeah. Oh no, as they double commit. Oh no.
20
that
mile
was
an hour
sloppy. What I was trying to say is Ohio, they were doing better defensively other than a couple of mistakes, and make that a few mistakes now as that shot is off the mark.
I do think, if you look at perspective of the game, I think that they are doing better. I believe Ball State may have had 6 goals by this 2-minute mark in previous games. So they have half Ball State's goal total, but they still don't have anything on the board. So they're doing better defensively, but they need to try to find something. And I say that like it's so easy. But like finding something to stop Ball State's momentum, it's very hard to do. But they got to find something here. That's just what they have to do. Altor going to send it into the corner. Seawood going to take it away. Phoebes has it in the air, fighting for it with Seawood. Now Boombox DG has it. Yags with boost, but Altor also waiting. Maybe going to have a bit of a team play here, but great stuff from Seawood to take out Altor. That probably honestly could have stopped a Ball State goal there.
Definitely, as York is going to take it the other way. Another double commit and poor positioning there from York and Seawood as they both were on the wall. Seawood just needs to get in the middle of the field there and anticipate a pass or something, because even if York doesn't, if York doesn't score off of that position, you're useless on the field right now because all you're doing is sitting right behind them. You're not in a good position to get back on defense. You're not in a good position to attack, and that is what Ball State is exploiting, as this shot is no good, all thanks to Yags with a tremendous save. This one past the Phoebes as we're just getting under 30 seconds to go here.
Yeah, like as you're talking about with positioning, not just positioning for your goals or your defense, but where you are on the field entirely. If you like sit back and really just watch where Ball State puts their cars, there is always at least one of them at about the midway field mark, as 2 of them going on the offense, try to get some bumps in. Phoebes almost walked it in on his own. Like right now, we see Phoebes and Yags. Altor is midfield, waiting for this exact moment right now where Boombox tries to send it over, and now Altor and Yags and Phoebes, all 3 of them can work together to get the ball back onto Ohio's side. Now Altor has it. It's going to try and send it to Phoebes, but the ball is going to touch the ground, and it is going to be a 3-0 sweep for the Cardinals.
Bring out the brooms. Ball State has not dropped a game once so far. Just another tremendous output from this Ball State team. Once again, you just can't ask for a better night.
Yes, we are going to interview Yags, I believe. That's going to be our interview. He does approach us here. But Yags is almost here. We are going to get
Hopefully
you.
We get a mic.
We are going to get you a microphone shortly. So, yep, there's someone running back to grab a mic. As we're going to see, you were chosen as the player of the game, I guess. That's awesome right there. Your favorite car is the Fennec. There's your rank as well. You joined. Oh, you're our new player this year as well, and you're from the state of Tennessee. So
yeah,
this is the thing that I definitely know that we are told to ask more. And since you're a freshman from Tennessee, I am going to ask you this: what brought you to Ball State Esports specifically?
Honestly, I think Brandon is a big part of it. He was really nice to me, very encouraging to come here.
Okay.
And it felt like an actual school compared to other fake schools,
I like that answer. I like that answer. Do you have anything more related to the game?
I have one question specifically, and it's really the chemistry and teamwork that you guys show. Saw this last week against Western Michigan. You see it this week. The team pinches, everything's there. Where does this come from?
It's all creativity. We're trying to improve our game and have fun while we're playing these games. It's always getting better.
Yep, that's nice to hear. I'm trying to think. So that was a really good game for you. I guess looking forward into CCS, it's a conference that I don't know much about. How confident are you going forward? And who is your number one rival, you would say, in CCS?
Our number one rival would have to be Akron.
Okay, that's kind of was
Yeah.
my guess.
Yeah.
I think every other team we can comfortably beat. Akron, it'll be a tougher matchup, but I still think we can win.
All right, I like that confidence. I like that confidence. Do you have anything else?
I do not.
All right, well, thank you, Yags,
you.
for the interview. Nice to meet you, and welcome to Ball State. Great start to the year for him. Freshman here, and already 2-0 in CCS.
Oh, yeah.
And we are going, so Akron still number one. I don't even know
On
why I
everyone's
asked.
mind, on everyone's mind. It's just such a big rivalry right now, no matter what conference. And, that is honestly such a good mindset for these players. And they know who they want to be. They know what they want to accomplish. And, it just sets themselves up for a goal that they want to achieve. And this Ball State team, as we look at these replays, just tremendous teamwork and just all around brilliant play.
Yeah, that Ball State Akron rivalry, I mean, it's gone on for years now. I mean, this is it's a big rivalry in ESC. I mean, these guys, they're such two great. I mean, even in the games where Akron is not our number one competitive rival, like for example, Overwatch, our number one competitive rival, at least last year was NIU. They are no longer in the conference. There is still that rivalry of Ball State Akron. Like even though there's still that rivalry there, and it's a talking point that we have every time. So I'm excited to see these Akron games coming up. But like we said, we can't get ahead of ourselves. They are taking every game on the way. They're taking it all in. And that, I think, is another thing that's helping them, is they're taking everything seriously.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested to see how Akron fared in their matchup today and how Ball State will respond.
I am definitely interested in that as well, but that is later on in the year. And right now, we're going to call it a night. We've fought through delays and we've had filler, but it's been a fun stream. Some 2 good games of Rocket League. We'll see you all tomorrow with Overwatch. I've been Wyatt, aka Libby Baby.
And I've been Ethan Moore.
Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow with some Overwatch.